We're back with another episode of the Fold Podcast. I am your boy Khalid Salam, your brother Khalid on IG. Go follow me. Make sure I go like, share, and subscribe to the Fold Podcast on YouTube. Make sure y'all go and follow us on IG and all other social media platforms. Y'all will see the link in the description to the video below. So y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves.
It's Big Curt, aka Big Time. We're down here at the juice spot once again. PG, also known as Pier Green at 1475 North High Street. I'm here with my bros at the Fold. What's going on, gentlemen?
Yo, what's up? It's your man Party already back in the Fold. Ready to get these topics blasted off for real, man. It's been a long ass week. I don't know about y'all, but it's always good to be back in the building here at PG on Ohio State campus, man. Always.
Yeah, blessings, man. You know what, man? This place is more than just a juice bar, bro. It's a blessing to have. You know what I'm saying? It's like you come here, it's peaceful. I mean, you get you something to eat. You know what I mean? It's clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just come here and really decompress, man. This been probably one of my places where I decompress the most.
I feel that.
Just because of the vibe.
Yeah.
So let me check in. How everybody doing, man?
What's up, Party? How you doing, dog?
Man, I can't complain, bro. You know, I'm working through some things. You feel me? But I've been good though. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any complaints about it. You know, it's life. Things happen. You got to work through, and you know, I'm just working it all out in my mind mainly. You know what I'm saying? What about y'all?
Man, I am staying busy. Outside of just the work stuff, because like it seems like whenever you get ready to go on vacation, like that week of work is just. It'd be killing me, man. So just getting through that, you know, I work at the media school as well, so teaching, getting ready for graduation. That was stressful, but now that I'm free, bro, I'm just glad just to be not on anybody else's time. Just like Curt said, man, just come in here. It's kind of a decompressor. You can relax. You know, you can kind of just release the stress. You can talk about what's on your mind freely. I just feel this is a great place to be transparent with my brothers, man. So, you know, outside the stresses of work, man, you know, I'm loving life. I really can't complain myself.
I'm doing all right, man. I've done better. I've been better. I'm still in that battle, man. It just seemed like ever since June, bro, it's been me versus me. It's been so much that I've been unraveling in my brain. A lot of stuff that I have not dealt with since I left the house as an 18-year-old to come on to the Ohio State campus.
Wow.
That is starting to, bro, you think about that. I got here at 2011. At the age of 18, I'll be 33 this year, bro. So you think about 14, 15 years? Just a bunch of, bro. Just a bunch of stuff that just been in my mind and brain that I never took the chance to really figure out what's going on, and a lot of emotions and that I'm just trying to unravel to figure out who I am and turn into that Superman that we talk about. You know what I mean? That superhero, not for everyone else, but for myself.
Yeah.
You know, because I realize a lot of stuff that I talk about that sometimes on the daily that I'm not doing, that I'm used to doing. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to lock back in mentally. I mean, we all go through things I can't tell you every day or every couple years. Mine is usually around the same time every year. It's always usually closer to football season, bro. It seems like stuff starts to go downhill for like the first couple weeks leading up to like training camp, and then it gets better as the season progresses. So hopefully this time, you know, I can tap back in and be me, walk around with my chest out and have the confidence and be able to be that leader that I know I am and be that confident person that I know I am. But I think I'm just in reconstruction right now, man, because I'm coming down on my shell and I don't know exactly how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have all the answers. And that's the crazy part. Like I usually have an answer for myself, and I don't. So now I'm not waiting, but I'm just giving myself some time, man. Been reading, man. Reading has really slowed the mind down, man. Helping me analyze a couple different things and articulate articulate what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
What do you think has, because you say, you know, from 18 till now, what do you think has delayed that process? That healing process, if you want to call it that? Is it just a lack of time? Is it, are you just now being aware of, the fact that you needed to heal from things, or?
Bro, people always tell you that such and such is going on. You might want to go get this looked at or get checked out or talk to a therapist. But a lot of times, man, I've been taught to be a machine, bro. Gladiator, bro. You don't have no emotions. You don't have any feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're a man, bro. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, because now you're looking at us being weak. But, when you have a wife and kids, bro, you can't lead your household like that. Because now you closed off. So now I've chosen to deal with my emotions and feelings. And this shit ain't easy. It just ain't, bro. You sitting there, you trying to figure out, like, okay, even my football career, like, you look at yourself, like, how you go from being a number 2 player in the country to being nothing, not playing a bunch of snaps. How do you go from your phone ringing a lot to nobody's calling you at all? How do you go from everybody in the world cheering from you and telling you the man to only hearing it from 4 or 5 people a day, and that's the same people? How you go from being recognizable to unrecognizable? How you go from being fat to small to back to muscular? Like, you know what I'm saying? All this crazy stuff that you don't think about, How do you go from being so aggressive to just being so calm? And when people say stuff, you don't get to tear their face off. You got to really deal with it. Like, like when people do stupid stuff, you can't just yank them up or when I say stupid stuff, like stuff to your standards, because of what I've done throughout my life, what sports has taught me is to have standards. You have to be able to create a regimen for yourself to be able to set yourself up for a successful day. That's like getting breakfast on time. That's getting the weight room on time. That's getting to class on time. That's doing your homework on time. That's, you know what I mean? Everything has to be done a certain way, but in life ain't like that. People just move at their own pace, dog. You can send an email to somebody and it could be important. They might not answer that shit until 3-4 days later. Right. And you're like, I need this right now. They're like, oh no, I got 60 other people in front of you. You're like, what? Right. Football ain't like that.
Okay.
I'm hurt at the weight. If I'm hurt, I walk into the training room. Somebody on my knee right now. Boom. Let me get them right. I got to get them ready to go back. So I would say sports has been a great vehicle for me, but it's also been a big illusion.
So I guess my question is, of course, I always seek and look out for mentors in terms of just life in general. Mm-hmm. So after you got done playing, did you happen to get in contact or communication with some OGs that were former football players, kind of see how their transition was from playing to not playing anymore?
Man, a lot of cats that I do know that are OGs that played in the game, a lot of them are either, they're not really happy. They have a ton of money, but they're not happy. Mm. They're missing that excitement. I mean, they drink a lot, they smoke a lot to try to suppress those feelings. Because a lot of times you're looking, the money is one thing, but the camaraderie, the excitement, bro,
competition,
the competition, bro.
Yeah.
And ain't shit competitive in life for real. Once you done playing, bro, ain't nothing competitive in life, bro. Like I don't care about cockies over there. I don't care if they made $2 million, bro. I don't give a damn about that. Like we two different people. Like Pliables up the street. Oh, they did $2 million. Okay, that's cool. That $2 million ain't in my pocket.
Right.
Like what am I gonna do? Go over? You can't go over there and sabotage their business. Like. You know, this ain't Good Burger and Mondo Burger. You feel me? Like, I ain't finna go in there and just contaminate all their fruit. Like, come on, bro. Like, life ain't like that no more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So the only way I really get to compete is with my own self in the gym.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I got to go in there and like, okay, cool. I did 165 today. Let me see if I can do 175. But then that gets to be old because you just competing against yourself and you can't really test it out. You know what I mean?
So is that where the me versus me concept comes from? You talk about that?
For sure.
Okay.
So when you talk about a me versus me, I think concept of I think what you're trying to do is like I call it shedding your snake skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like we talked about, I think a few episodes ago, we talk about how I think after the age of 25, your life really changes every year. And it changes in a way of hormonal effects, emotional effects, where you want to be in life plans, depending on if you have a family, you don't have a family, if you want to be married, you don't want to be married, you got a girl, you don't got a girl. Now you're kind of like, you're in the society of being forced into doing certain things that you wouldn't necessarily would have done if you were an athlete or a musician or getting ready to go to college. Like, all those are different regimens. You know what I'm saying? That's all different different preparations for life. But I think the main thing is just trying to figure out, like, how can you be the person you want to be on your terms? You know what I'm saying?
No, break it down for what you mean by that.
On your terms, what I mean by it is, like, when I set my mind to this, I want to be able to go do this without having anything else. Like no outside noise. I want to be able to focus on this.
Okay, I got you.
You understand what
I
I'm saying?
need that too. Yep.
Yeah. I want to be able to focus on this, and all I want the people to do around me is not question me. I just want you to support me.
Yeah.
Because I want that support to be so strong that when I'm battling what's in front of me, that's not even an obstacle no more. Because my support system, my team behind me right here, right now, is they done already spoke life into me. So that little task right there, you got a test or you got a verbal exam or this, that, and the third, nobody, that don't matter to me no more. Because I'm already, they done already put what they needed to put into me. They spoke what they needed to speak into me so I can be that successful person.
Yeah. Got any input on that, man? What you think?
I got a question. You know,
With this drill Curt day, I got some questions for y'all in a minute, man.
Throw them out, dog. Please.
Go ahead.
You know, my question is, being a man with a family, and, you know, not even just, when I say family, not even just your wife and your kids, just you got a lot of people dependent on you. How do you set that bar or that expectation for them? You know, how do you get them on that same page of understanding? Because that's what it sounds like you kind of are trying to, you know, figure out, like, you know, you got this vision, you got these goals that you want to achieve. How can I just go without feeling like I got to, I guess, drag you along, I guess, if that makes sense?
Well, it come to a point where, bro, I don't think once you make a decision like that, you're not really dragging nobody along. It's either you get on the program or you get lost.
Right.
I think that's just what it is, because as men of our caliber, we all want a certain thing, but a lot of times, like I talked about before, it's the fear aspect of losing which you have already built. And us as men, we do not like to start over, for sure.
Especially the older you get.
The older. But we'll start over for some paper, but friendships, relationships, bro, we're not trying to relearn no anybody new, bro. We're not trying to do that. Because, believe it or not, I feel that men were territorial for a reason. We're very emotional creatures, bro. That's just what it are. Yeah. We're very aggressive, but we're very emotional. And a lot of times like my wife used to tell me, she was like, just because you're aggressive don't mean you're an emotion. That's still an emotion.
Right.
You're just lashing out to be able to dominate and get what you want. You understand what I'm saying? So now if we look at it from that standpoint, when we're trying to move the way we want to move, we have to get into that locked in mindset and be able to explain to the people around us what we need from them. That's where it starts at on the foundation. And then, but you can't stop once you set your mind on that dream or that goal, or worry about anything extra that's coming back, because now that's going to deter you from your goal of doing what you said you were going to do. Because either way, if you're not there and you do have it, they're going to have a problem. And if you don't got it and you're there, they're still going to have a problem.
Yeah.
So why not go do what you need to do to make yourself happy? Because once again, you're giving yourself the short end of the stick. And once you start giving yourself the short end of the stick, what everybody else going to do?
What I think with that is, especially if you have a significant other or a wife, you always got to make sure, yes, we are together, but we still have our individual goals at the end of the day.
Right.
So if we're at a level of communication, we'll say, hey, I'm working on A, B, C, and you're working on X, Y, and Z. You work on those things, then we come in together, talk about our struggles, talk about our successes, so we can better each other in those strengths and weaknesses. So with me, I know what my purpose is. I'm able to identify that. I'm able to strive towards that. I'm able to make my purpose become a passion. You know what I mean? Because everybody has passions, things that they like to do. I was able to make my purpose to become that. So now that I've identified that purpose, you know, my wife is in line with that. She's going to support me because she knows her role as a wife is to be a help me towards her husband.
Right,
so
right.
she's cool with that. So my thing is, I want to make sure that she knows what her purpose is as well, and she has goals. So she's not just supporting me the whole time. You know what I mean? Because I can understand if I see my husband is gone, you know, from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, he's going after his thing, and I'm kind of just chilling. Now, I'm not saying that she is. It's just like, okay, what are my goals and aspirations? So I can make sure I'm going towards something versus me feeling guilty, like I said in the first episode. I put that clip out. It's like I kind of feel bad because I'm always gone and I'm doing all this stuff, pursuing things. I got to make sure that she has the same goals, aspirations as well, so we're actually building the foundation of our family. So we both have those two things going together. I really don't see an issue when it comes to me focus on my goal. So I know my wife is doing the same thing. Then we come together even stronger when we come back together.
But I think your purpose and your passion is two different things.
They are. That's why I said I
think your purpose is your wife, but your passion is helping the kids.
I don't know. I don't think I agree with that.
Well, from my language, or what I'm looking at,
That's just
and what
me.
I'm hearing you, but your purpose. Let me break it down to you like this, right? Your purpose is your motivation.
Yeah,
right?
it's my why, man.
It's your why.
Yeah.
Why are you doing the things you do?
I say my purpose is my why because I've always tell even adults this, in terms of my students, like, if your why doesn't make you cry, that's not your why. And when I identify what my purpose is and my why is, it's always immediate emotion. So when I think about other things I want to do, because you know there's a saying that God laughs at our plans. You know what I mean? Because we can have everything written down in all these pages of this book, but we know at the end of the day, He's going to be the author of our journey. He's going to have a plan already for us. So when I identify what my why is, it's like, it just hits me emotionally in my heart. I'm not trying to get all vulnerable and shit, but that's what it does. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I'm able to say I know what my purpose is, because it's more than just a doing, it's a feeling. You know what I mean? So when it comes to my wife, that's my purpose as a man. You know, it's my job to find my woman and be fruitful and multiply. I'm fulfilling that dominion.
Yeah.
But when it comes to me as Arthur on this earth, I know what that purpose is, but I was able to change that purpose and make it passion because I like doing it. It's different than a job. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and clock in, put my head down, and start all these white folks. So I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm a code switch. Do all the shit I got to do so I get up out of here at 4:30 and really be me.
Yeah.
So that really be me time, that's what I like the most. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
yeah.
So I would say for me, like, as I'm reading, and Khalid, and I saw Khalid make a facial expression because my why and my purpose are two, especially reading this ET book, UOU.
Yeah.
My why and purpose are two totally different.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So my why is my family, right?
Yeah.
Originally, what my why was when I was younger, my why was just because of me. You understand?
Yeah.
But I identified as a football player, right? But the purpose of playing football was just to have a bunch of money and just be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So my why was me, and the purpose of what it was to have a bunch of money and to just do whatever I wanted to do. But now as an adult, my why is my family, because I feel like I did my purpose a long time ago, which was playing a sport.
Okay.
But now that I'm an adult, my why is my family, and the things that I do is my purpose. The purpose for me is I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
You're a teacher.
Yeah.
But the fuel from my family is what's giving me the fuel that I need to be able to go out here and change the world.
Yeah.
So when I reach kids, I'm helping change kids, but I'm going through different obstacles and different things in life for me to be able to be the leader that I said I was going to be.
Got it. Yeah.
So I'm just not a leader in my household. I'm a leader anywhere. So like it doesn't matter if I go to a little league practice. It doesn't matter if I go to a basketball camp. It doesn't matter if whatever I do in whatever aspect, I'm looked at as a leader. So now my why is my family, because at one point, bro, after the ball was done, I was like, cool guys, you can take me right now. I don't give a damn. I'm straight. What? Come on, bro. Like you got to think, who wants to go from the highest of the mountain where the food is extra great, then you go back down to the bottom where it's like
back here with us, Khalid. I thought I left y'all a long time ago.
No, I got my.
Where'd y'all bring you? Right back to me.
Look, got my chicken out was gone. But I'm just saying, bro. I hate to say it like that, but it's nothing.
It's facts.
It's nothing against you, brothers. But it's the same thing when I bring y'all around, or if I bring Khalid around, bro. I don't gatekeep with Khalid. I don't gatekeep with you, bro. Right. If I know some big homies that really got some money or they really doing something, bro. Like I invited Khalid to an event. He had the camera, but he got a chance to hear some stories and to get some insight from some real OGs from O State that he would be like, damn, bro, I would have never thought that. Yeah. So I don't like gatekeeping. Only time I gatekeep, bro, if it's on something like I'm a professional salesman. I don't need to tell you who my clients are because I don't want you going to talk to them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in a regular setting, bro, the things that I want to do now, my purpose is to learn and to teach the younger generation. And I don't mind. I love being a teacher. I love seeing the young kids go teach their dreams. I love being able to put them in places and teach them it might not be everything, but giving them some type of blueprint to get them started where, hey, don't look at it just like, hey, you're just not a basketball player, dog. Forget that. Now you need to understand, okay, now you need to understand your finances. Now you need to understand how to wash your clothes, how to cook you some food, how to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How to put money over here and save for a rainy day, like not just go to school and get an education. Okay, you're looking at your degrees, you're looking at what type of degree that you want from this university. Yeah. This is what that means. This is what logistics mean. This is what aviation mean. This is what engineering degree, like, you know what I'm saying? Giving them some type of blueprint, so when they come here, they're just like, oh man, shoot. Because once it's over, in sports, it's over, dog. Like, it's over, bro. It's over. Yeah. It's over. So you can't just, if you ain't got a shit ton of money, bro, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. So you have to be able to, and that's why I love doing what I do now. I love being able to go into different industries and learn about different industries and make some money. And once I'm tapped out with the industry, I'm just tapped out. I don't give a damn about it. It ain't what I wanted to do from the jump anyway. Okay. So I did what I wanted to do at an early age.
So I had a question for y'all, because y'all mentioned a few terms, and I'm just curious to know how y'all define it. You mentioned purpose and passion, and you mentioned purpose and your why.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know from y'all's perspective, how do y'all define these terms of passion, purpose, why? Just for the listeners.
Well, with me, when I was, about 24, I was 24, right?
Damn, you ancient, man. How old you is now?
So this is back in, when he was in college, I think. So I was 24 in 2011. I went through, 2011 was tough. I'm gonna give y'all a quick, insight. That when I was 24, I was homeless for like 5 months.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was back and forth people's houses.
Was that by choice or by force?
I was kicked out, and I'll just keep it at that.
Damn.
So I ended up taking this class with my pastor. Man, it was called the Devout Class for Men, right? And he was able to teach me what purpose was. So that's why I identify what it is in terms of breaking down what your why is, identifying your passion, your purpose early, because I want to be 40s, 50s years old trying to figure out what my purpose is, right? So my purpose with me is two things. It's always showing gratitude and grace towards people who don't think they deserve it. And also when it comes to leaving my legacy, not just my last name. That comes with, with the teaching, the mentorship, and all that type of stuff, because it's like, it's not who you are. I think it's what you say and what you've done, what people remember you by. The same thing when it comes to like our family and our parents. I remember certain sayings, certain memories. So what I do and what I say is what identifies my legacy. So those two things are my purpose. My passion is the stuff that I love to do. I can do something I can do for free and won't even feel like I need to get paid for it. Something I can wake up and do for 24 hours a day. So like stuff like, working on the content I showed you guys in the chat, stuff like that, voiceover work. I'm working on music, mixing, DJing, that type of stuff. That's my passion. So that's how I identify those two different things, man. How about you, Curt?
So I know you said your why. My why is now what makes me tick. What I'm saying? What makes me tick? What makes me want to go be the man that I want to be? I have a daughter and I have 2 boys. And I refuse for my kids to look at me and say, my daddy did not give me what I needed to be able to start my life on a strong foundation.
Man,
that's my why.
We can talk about
but
that.
Yeah, so that's my why. So when I'm sitting here on the daily, bro, why I go so hard, why I stay up at night, yes, I want a shit ton of money. But at the end of the day, I got a son that's about to be 13, I got a 5-year-old daughter, and I got a 3-year-old son. And my boys make me stand on business more than my daughter, because the more that they hold me accountable as a man, even though they don't know they're making me better as a man, even though they're younger than me, it makes me a better father to them and a better role model for my daughter.
They watching.
Absolutely. So now I got somebody other than my homies like, yo, you need to do X, Y, Z. Like, my son's like, that won't cool. Or my son be like, I don't like that. Even if he 3.
They got to mind their own.
My boys, man. You know my boys. And even my 3-year-old, he be like, Daddy, I don't like that. I respect him because the stuff that he says, he be on point. Like, it's a 3-year-old, but it's like, hey, bro, like, I'm cool. Like, let me fix this. Now my purpose my purpose in life is to teach, and I understand that. But my purpose before, to me, it was to play. It was to play football.
Right.
That's what my purpose was. Like, I felt like, being out there, entertaining, having a good time, tackling people, getting out my aggression, bro, it was everything to me. And I'm still chasing that high. You know what I mean? Of being able to just be able to compete, man, and being able to be in that competitive environment, being in that environment where people aren't crab in the barrel mentality. Like, people, when we come together, man, we talking about how to be better men, how to make more money, how to save on taxes, how to build a nice house, what school district your kids go to, like all that. That's where I'm at in life.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what was the other one? You said why, purpose?
Why, purpose, and then Art had mentioned passion. So I don't know if you wanted to give.
Yeah, passion, bro. Like, man, I'm passionate about just passion to me is something, like you said, you can do for free, bro. You can do for free, but a lot of times our passions don't open the doors that we want right away.
That's facts. That is facts.
That passion take a little minute, dog. So we end up going through different journeys, different passes, just trying to figure out exactly how do we sustain enough money to be able to go over here and do this for a passion. And so right now, I know one of my things is like I like coaching football. That's a passion of mine. But my life not set up for that. My life I'm set up to take a pay cut. $70,000-$80,000.
I'd be ready to quit my job.
What? It's hard to do it when you got a family, bro. So you end up doing stuff that you don't want to do. And that's why a lot of men don't peak until, like, they don't really get started into what they want to do until their late 40s, early 50s.
That's crazy, bro.
Because you gotta wait till the babies leave the nest.
Okay.
It sucks. I mean, but you don't have kids though, dog. So whatever you do, that's just a conversation.
When I do, it's over with.
That's what
I'm 75. Well, they just graduated high school. Well, I'm on the way, Lord. Get my room ready.
But I think, bro, like, yours is just a conversation. The difference between me and Khalid, bro, shit, we got to have a babysitter. We got to make sure that the mom over here, you got to be over there. Grandmama got to be there. Auntie got to be there.
Okay.
See, now my kids go to school at 2 different times. So, bro, I can't even, if I even wanted to get a schedule in the morning, bro, I can't even do that because now that affects wifey and that is over here and that. Bro, you can have the best plan in the world. Then it's what about the kids? Then what about this? Or what about that?
That's a fact.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm just always curious to see how people define, like, purpose and passion and why and all these terms that we use. You know what I'm saying? I think just because I come from a different paradigm, I guess, if you want to put it that way, being a Muslim, you know what I'm saying?
So
Purpose is, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
you know, purpose is like very strictly defined, you know, within Islam. Like what the if you were to ask a Muslim, what is your purpose? We're all gonna say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always curious, you know, because when I hear y'all say purpose and why and passion, I won't necessarily put passion in the category, but like why and purpose kind of sound like the same thing to me. So I was just curious to hear y'all how y'all clarify. You know what I'm saying? Clarify that. So.
Yeah, only reason mine is a little bit more defined is coming from listening to somebody that I feel like that I respect at a higher level, like Eric Thomas. He breaks it down in his book, you versus you. So when he talks about your purpose, your passion, your gift, and your superpower, he talks about all of that. And you know, his gift is speaking. So what he did with speaking, he talks about how he loved listening to watching Martin Luther King, W.E. Du Bois. He would listen to Aretha Franklin. He loved the strings, and all those things just caused his mind to tick. Because he talks about how, you know, he forced himself out of the crib at 16 because his people's lied to him, you know, and all that. And then he talks about how he started working at McDonald's, and then he started going to the Detroit Community Center, listening to a pastor preach. Then he started listening to how he was watching how his pastor would move the crowd with his voice, and then he was like, I got a knack for that. So then he started leading. His thing was he went to a PMI at Michigan State, and his thing was he wanted to help the black culture, so they would create groups and they would do Bible study, they would do all type of different speaking events, and that's how he got started. And then he got started in there, and then he realized his gift was speaking, but his superpower was moving people.
Okay.
So you think about it, like I'm like, okay, now I can relate to him. Like I'm like, well, people always like, Curt, man, I love when you speak, man. You motivate me, bro. And I said, bro, I'm just telling you the truth. I ain't in here selling you no wolf tickets, bro. I ain't got no reason for that. That's slowing you down. I don't want to slow you down. I want to see you be the best you can be. Because I always tell you, I wish I had me.
And that's what I'm kind of not just learning but figuring it out, because it's like on the day-to-day, I'm just being me. But then people will approach me, man, oh, man, doing a good job, this and that, and me doing this stuff, like your voice sounds amazing. I was like, I'm just doing what I normally do all the time. So it's kind of just, I'm trying to get out of that humble state of like, you know, I don't think I'm that good what I'm doing, so I'm just doing the day-to-day. But like I said in previous episodes, man, it's like I'm really putting in the work in terms of those passion hours, those free hours. I'm kind of just up grinding, getting the work in. Then when I'm actually doing it, it's like, you know, like it's like an athlete. It's like I'm putting the work in practice, but I'm making the game look so easy. But it's like it looks easy by putting in the 10 hours that you don't see me putting the work in. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to just figure that part out too in terms of moving people, that superpower. It's like I believe that I'm in motion with that. It feels so natural and easy, but then I realize why it's so natural.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you got a voice, bro, and you got the same thing. I think everybody here has a voice. We just got to figure out where to use it at.
Where to use it at.
That's it, bro.
Yes.
I mean, even having those main groups, us leading, I don't know, some type of leadership movements, understanding different types of curriculum and understanding how to speak to the environment that we're in for the time that we're in it. And being able to get those people to change their mindset and to be able to think above. Because a lot of times people just don't know. And I think we know. Now, are we perfect? No, but I think a lot of times between us four and a couple of other people that we know, we do a lot of soul searching to be able to be successful for others to give back. Because it's nothing for us to hop on the phone and be like, bro, look at this video. What do you think about that? Then we go look it up when we research it. Then when we come back and talk about it, people think, man, y'all sounded good, bro. How y'all do that? It's just like, no, we took the time out to really think about what that person was saying and really dig into, can we articulate and comprehend what these people are saying? You know what I mean? Not just throwing something on the wall and just hoping it sticks.
Right.
Because you're hoping it sounded good.
That's true.
Yeah. But being a Muslim though, and all of you guys having like the same purpose, like, does that seem like kind of like cliche in a way?
Nah, because the way I always kind of try to describe it to people is the distinction between purpose and goals that we have. You know what I'm saying? I think, because it's like, if you think about the purpose of anything, a chair, a table, this building, the blenders back there, they all have a purpose. But the way in which we know what the purpose is defined by who creates it. You know, it started as an idea, a thought, and then it was, you know, designed and put together and then brought into the world to be used. And so, like, for us as Muslims, we look at ourselves in a similar fashion, not, you know, as dumbed down as like a inanimate object, but we are all created and designed and brought into this world by the Creator. So where we get the idea of like picking our purpose ourselves, or we're just going to stumble along the way and figure out what that purpose is, we would say that's not how it works. Your purpose is defined far before you come into existence. And the only way for us to really, truly know what that is if the one who created us tells us what that purpose is. You know, so I think for some people, you know, they feel, you know, whatever they say their purpose is, they feel that is what God chose for them. And then they kind of somehow along the way they stumble across and it's defined for them, and you know, they're assured that this is their purpose. You know, but for us, you know, we're taught that our purpose of all human beings is to believe and worship God. So how you center your life around that, you're going to pair that with the goals that you have, but your goals should be in line with that purpose. Like, I'm not going to, that ain't going crazy. That was cold.
I seen him coming up the other way, just riding the bike.
Yo, that's crazy.
But like, for example, like, I wouldn't go and take a job that I know contradicts my religion. You know what I mean? But I could set my goals and things I want to achieve around that, so long as it doesn't contradict what we believe, which is to worship God.
Right.
You know, so
let me ask you a quick question.
Go ahead.
How do you worship God on a daily then?
Through your actions. You know, there are several things. I mean, obviously prayer, things of that nature, but just treating people with respect, you know, treating people kind, being kind to your neighbor, being good to people, giving in charity, being a great man, you know, being a great father, a husband, you know, there's anything you do can be an act of worship, as long as it's in line with what God has permitted, what he's made permissible, and staying away from what he has made impermissible, and doing it for his sake first. You know, I try not to go into anything that I do with trying to, like people will say, people pleasing. I'm not aiming to please people. I'm aiming to please God. Right. You know, it just so happens that some of those actions are pleasing to people, but putting God first is an act of worship. You know, and then, like I said, you got all the other things that everybody would say, you know, praying and things of that nature, fasting and all of these different things. But, you know, like in Islam, being a man, being married, having sex with your wife is an act of worship. You know, we pray before we have sex. You know, not, you know, you providing for your wife, that's an act of worship. You know, so, you know, everything can be an act of worship. You know, it just depends on what your intentions are behind it.
Dang, that's neat.
So yeah. I'm just always curious to, you know, see what people say, you know, because purpose is a driving force for every human being, you know, and I think a lot of people have a difficult time really understanding what their purpose is, and then we have all these additional things like goals and whys and passions and all these other things, you know, that we mix into that. And like I said, I was just curious to see how y'all define those things.
I think a lot of times too, bro, like, people just like doing what the hell they like to do, bro.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We drive semi trucks, bro, but that ain't my passion.
Yeah.
That ain't your passion. It was at one point.
Yeah.
until it became micromanaged. Man, this shit ain't fun no more. And this is what it is. Like now it's just a job. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still trying to figure out, like, I know my why, I know my purpose, but it's like, what do I like to do on the regular?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna jeopardize my family.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, like, I don't want a job where I'm gone all the time. I don't mind being gone from the crib a couple days out the week, 6, 7 days. But bro, when I'm gone, like, what is it, 352 days in a year, and I'm gone like 348, like, bro, I'm doing my peoples a disservice.
Absolutely.
I'm doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out exactly what's gonna bring me the bread that I want, that ain't gonna be taken over by AI or any of the other bullshit.
That's facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it ain't gonna cut my job ASAP until my entrepreneur life take off the way I wanted to take off.
That's right. How we looking on time, y'all good? 7:02.
Shit, I guess we can end it right there and then mainly get to the next one.
Yeah.
We'll come back and tap back in with that.
I'm cool with that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Good 45 minutes.
Okay.
Well, man, it's been another episode of The Fold, man. I'll say another great episode. We touched on a lot of great things. The next episode will be even better, and the following episode will be better than that, and we just will continue to progress and give y'all as much game as we can as we work through the things we've been working through. You know what I mean? We're all men just on this journey of life, trying to, be as perfect as possible and, try to give back that game as we go. So it's your boy Khalid Salam, and make sure to follow me on IG, your brother Khalid. Make sure that you go like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, The Fold Podcast, on all social media platforms. We'll have it, audio should be up by the time y'all see this episode on all the different podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, et cetera, et cetera. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all brothers want to close out?
Shoot, man. This another episode of The Fold, coming from Big Curt, a.k.a. Curt. Hey, man. Believe in self, bro. God has already given you the abilities that you need. You just got to figure out how you going to organize them to get you where you want to go. It ain't gonna be perfect. It ain't gonna go by fast. When they say it's a marathon, not a race, boy. Hey, your ass gonna go through that blender.
Yeah.
You gonna go through that blender before you get what you want. And I'm trying to tell myself, it's not about when I get it. It's how am I gonna go through the process to get it so I can enjoy it when I get there.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So that's my little 2 cents for this week of The Fold. Looking forward to many more cool episodes. We're gonna have some cool guests coming up. That's gonna make the show even more better than what it is, man. I love doing this. It gives us a voice to be able to hear and do the things that we want to get back to the people.
Yeah, so the special shout out to those who've already began following us on The Fold Podcast. We've been able to release a bunch of clips, kind of just, doing the inaugural first episode. We got plenty of episodes in the clip in the vault right now, so I just want to thank our day ones who have already followed us.
Yep.
They're going to be a part of this journey. I kind of see this as my own therapy. Looking at previous episodes, seeing what I was talking about then and where I am at now. I'm glad to see the maturation, see the growth. I see the chemistry in us getting stronger. Able to continue conversations for 45 minutes straight off of just one topic. So I just think the group's getting stronger. All 4 of us will be back next episode. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Appreciate y'all.
You know it.
All right. Peace.